This is one of 5 bonus episodes of the Zero Cafe podcast that are recorded live at the 2021 edition of the conference formerly known as Conversion Hotel, which was held on the lovely island of Texel in the Netherlands. The theme of this session is a chatbot and retention campaigns, and I talk with Maaike Witbrood, online marketeer, and Rob Leenders, product owner. Both work for the VVAA, which is a Dutch collective that helps people working in the medical sector with insurances, education, and all kinds of financial and legal challenges. The Zero Cafe podcast is made possible by Klaviyo, VWO, and the Online Influence Institute. And of course, a big thanks to Tom Wessling and the rest of the organization for having us at their conference. Maaike and Robin, welcome to the Zero Cafe podcast. And first off, of course, we would love to know what you guys do and what VVAA actually is and does.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us. Let's start with VVAA because, a lot of people here don't know what VVAA is. And I get that because VVAA is a really old company and it's just 4 letters. What does it actually mean? Well, we are the Vereniging voor Arts en Auto. And what does that mean? It's like we are a company, a financial company for healthcare professionals. And we do a lot of stuff for healthcare professionals. So from the moment they go to study until the moment they die, that's actually what we do. We help them with a lot of different things. So during the study, we tell them how the healthcare actually works, how they should work in healthcare, and
And based on the name, I assume you also help them with the car.
Yeah. So we have actually, it's really difficult to explain what we all do because it's a lot. We are like we have insurances, like a car insurance. That's what we started with years ago. But we do, just a lot of things. So it's like if someone wants to start their own practice, we give them advice. If they need help with investments, we help them. But
so
also
like you help them with their whole career.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
yeah.
And what do you actually do there? What do you do personally?
I'm a product owner.
Yeah.
So right now I'm occupied with 2 different projects. One of them is the new website. Our current website is about 6 years old, I think. And we are working on a new website that is, with the design and UX, a better website. And the other project is about the service strategy. So we had a service strategy for a long time that said, you can call us if you have a problem. In the late of 2019, we said to each other, well, maybe we need to check out our service strategy again and digitalize some of it, so we can help people even better. And it also helps people to do stuff themselves. So one of the things we offer them now is self-service.
Yeah, and you developed the chatbot,
Yep.
which is we're all familiar with the chatbots on the website. We have inbound and outbound. We're going to talk about the outbound, but first,
That's
Maaike.
right. Yep.
What do you do at the company?
Hi, yes, I'm Maaike. I work as an online marketeer in the action and campaign team. So we're actually responsible for all campaigns running for our whole VVAA. So that can be our insurances, but also our more business or advisory or tax or whatever. We're currently really busy with our health insurance. So until or before 1st of January, everyone needs to decide what kind of health insurance they want to take. So we hope they all choose for VVAA.
The fun thing we all need to do yearly.
Yeah. Most people don't really like it, but it's really important. So compare well, and at least we all also hope that people choose for VVAA. And we also have quite a challenge to commit young professionals to VVAA. So that's also with a few other colleagues, we're working on that as well. So we're trying to come up with a good campaign, and that we will launch next year.
And then talking about re-choosing every year re-choosing. That's no. But you need to do that every year. Pick or revisit basically what you have right now and see if it's still the right choice. So I guess it's important for you guys to keep those people in also, not to get new people in, but also to keep your existing customers. And you want to share something about a retention campaign that you did.
Yeah, that's really interesting because we're always interested in making our consumers fatter, or at least make them buy more of our products. But it's also really important, of course, to focus on retention and the people that you already have, let them stay inside. So what we did was actually for our travel insurance, of course, considering the pandemic, people couldn't really travel. So we kind of put up a campaign to give something back to all the customers that stayed loyal. And, they didn't give up on their travel insurance, but they kept on paying their...
So you're giving iPads away to everyone that stayed, or?
We thought about iPads, but it was a little bit too expensive. No, we actually wanted to do something nice because, Robin already told you that our... main customers are health caretakers, and of course they were really busy, so we thought they have to do something really fun, so they could all go out to a bar or restaurant, we kind of gave them their first round so they could get the first drink on us. So a lot of people went, and we had really nice responses, and it was really nice to make so many people happy.
We basically told them to send us a tikkie. So we said, first drinks on us, send us a tikkie and we'll pay for your drinks.
Yeah, actually the tikkie idea was not possible because our IT constructors, they weren't really happy about it, but we launched a website and they could,
So maybe next year you can do the tikkie.
Yeah, hopefully that would be nice as well.
But so did you see then? Did you experience a big change in that? Did you have a lot more people staying? How did you measure the result of that campaign?
Yeah, so we want to evaluate eventually if they stayed over time. I must say our customers are quite loyal, so. In general, so that's quite positive. But we first measured it just to see what the response would be, and we saw so many nice responses. So that's actually the first measurement, and I think later on we will also evaluate if people, if it also will result in, I don't know if because they already have a travel insurance, but at least if they will keep on staying customers at VVA.
And it might also. Help with like NPS score, or help them the existing customers be talking positively about you guys to their friends, saying, hey, first round's on me.
Yeah, definitely.
Bring 100 friends.
Let's all meet in a bar and go crazy. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And then the chatbot, like you just said, we're all familiar with the inbound chatbot, but you guys build an outbound chatbot.
Yeah, exactly. We also have an inbound chatbot, but the thing with inbound chatbots is it never gives you the right answer, right? It's what happens if you go to a website. Doesn't matter if it's a small company, big company. Most of the time, the chatbot says, "Can't help you. Do you want to speak to one of my colleagues?" So that's the problem with an inbound chatbot. But we thought with an outbound chatbot, we can be in control because we can let the chatbot ask the client questions. So how does it work?
My first reaction would be, so you're just posting on Twitter?
Not really, no. Our client has an insurance, and every single year we check with them if the insurance is still if the insurance is still correct, if it suits their personal situation. So what we do is we send them an email and we're like, hey, you want to check your insurances? And then we send them to an outbound chatbot. The chatbot is called Joyce, and what's in the name? It's Joyce because of the word joy in it. We wanted to make like a happy flow. You want to check your insurances, make it as simple as possible, and after you went through the flow in a few minutes, you would be like, oh, that was actually nice, easy job, and now I know my insurances are good again. So what we do is we put all the data in the chatbot, and so the client goes into the chatbot and we ask them questions like, where do you live right now? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have children? Stuff like that. So we know if the insurance is still if the insurance still fits to your profile. So that's actually what we do.
Yeah.
And after they run through the chatbot, they get a summary of the things they changed, the answers they gave, and actually we have some clients that have like a lot of products, so a lot of insurances, and still we see that within 10-15 minutes they can check all the insurances, get the summary, and that's done. Then the rest of the year actually they don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah, and was it enough then to just build a tree of questions and answers, or is it more like a machine learning driven AI, AI driven?
It's a bit of both. So in basics, we just put up dialogues, but we're still developing the bot. So in the beginning, it was just shooting questions to the customer, and now we're also trying some things with upsell, cross-sell. We're checking how do people react to a chatbot, because a lot of the times it's not only clicking yes or no, but they can also really answer a question. And we check all those questions, we check all those answers and check what kind of emotions are in the answers. So it's not AI based; it's actually a job we do ourselves. But one of the things we are looking at is, can we make this even smarter?
Yeah, and not yet AI based.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But how do you evaluate the success? When you first started the project, you said, okay, we can do X, Y, Z better, but how much and how are we going to measure it?
Well, actually, we started out because one of the problems we had is that we had a few advisors that did the job of the chatbot. But previously, yeah, exactly. But we figured out we have a problem because we had a lot of clients that we could not reach because we didn't have time enough. We didn't have advisors enough to do the job.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's do it in another way, and that's when we implemented the chatbot. And within the chatbot, the last few questions the chatbot asks is about the whole journey they did, and we asked them like, would you do this again via chatbot? Did you like the journey? Stuff like that. And we started out with a score from 1 to 10 was generally like 6.4, and right now we are at a 7.9. So that means that our clients do like it to check those insurance on their own time. So yeah, that's how we evaluate that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Are there any questions from the audience? Any people working in the insurance industry themselves?
Our two colleagues.
Yeah?
I don't, but I wonder what are like the numbers that we're talking about? How many customers do you have? Like if you have to analyze those responses by hand, what are the numbers?
Yeah.
Do you mean for the chatbot or?
Yeah.
How many people are on a daily basis, I guess?
Well, in total, I think we have like 110,000 customers, something like that.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
The thing is, when we started this journey with the chatbot, we had how do you call it in English? We still had to call 28,000 customers. So we had like a big load of customers that we still had to ask if the insurances were if they were satisfied with the insurances, and it was still
those peaks are all end of year, I assume. There's a big peak.
No, it's not also.
No? Okay.
No, it's also during the year. It depends on when they got the insurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's when we started. But right now, on a yearly basis, we put like I think 20,000 customers through the chatbot. And for next year, we want to put like 40,000. So we want to double it.
So then just hiring more people to go through that. Or people to build the AI.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, optimizing.
Yeah, I think that's a better one.
Yeah.
And one of the things we are checking right now, because we have Chatbot Joyce and we have our inbound chatbot as well, but they're both on a different platform. So what we're checking out now is because the other platform does have AI-driven
Okay.
possibilities. So we're checking out, maybe we can combine stuff. So that's one of the things we are checking out right now.
I'm just wondering, is there also any joy with the inbound chatbot, or
there is?
how's that one called?
It's called Vive,
okay.
and that's actually because of the double V that's also in the name VVAA. Well, Vive is a whole different story, of course, but one of the things we do with our chatbot that a lot of companies don't is that we always give people the possibility to escalate. So they can always speak to a real colleague if the chatbot doesn't help them. So after every answer the chatbot gives, we ask them, did chatbot help you? And if not, do you want to speak to a colleague? So that's one of the things we do, because some companies put in a chatbot because they just don't want to answer your question by the phone, because it takes a lot of time and money, of course.
And money, yeah.
Exactly. But one of the things we think is really important for our clients is service. We want to give them good service, and of course, a chatbot can help. But if a chatbot doesn't help the client, then you can always call us or chat with us.
Is the chatbot always the first option that you present to a customer, or is it always just, okay, there, you can call us, there's a chatbot, there's an FAQ, they can just...
It actually depends. We have a service page, and the service page is has different entries. So you can always start a chat with a chatbot, but you can also go through an FHQ. And based on the FHQ, there's also different channels behind the FHQ. So underneath every FHQ, we ask the same question: did this FHQ help you? If not, you can always connect with us in another way.
Okay. Checking with the audience. Any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
So you were talking about the fact that people can always escalate, right? So they can always get to speak to an employee if they really want to. Do you check in some way in which instances they do escalate and which instances they don't, and also which customers maybe, because I can imagine that there's a difference in age, for example, maybe, or these kind of things. I mean, I'm curious.
Good question. Well, the one of the things you want to do next year is make the bot more personal, so that we can also see which client is in the chatbot. Right now, we can't see that yet, so that's a bit difficult. But of course, we do analyze at which question does a client escalate to one of our colleagues. So yeah, that's one of the things we do on a weekly basis, and then we check if the answer needs to be better or different, or so that we do analyze that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I also think like it's really nice that we have a chatbot, and it's really useful to make sure we don't get a lot of waste calls. But I also think that one of the key elements of VVAA is that you get really good service. So we also still want to be there for our members, and we also have a really high NPS always. So we also really get back from our customers that they also really appreciate the calls, so that they can call VVAA and
It's always a bit of with the chatbot, for at least for me personally, it's also a bit of a tricky balance, because I want an answer now. But I also don't have I don't hold chatbots in general in the highest regard of being able to provide that answer.
Can imagine. Yeah.
That's
Well, I think it's with simple questions, but like I lost my password, or I'm looking for some information, then a chatbot can help. But if you have like a difficult question, then most of the time you need to speak to someone via chat or telephone.
If it's account related, I need to change something in my account, then it's probably not going to be the chatbot helping you.
So I think a chatbot can help by diverting people. So some people you can send to an information, a landing page, but I think still like 70% of the questions you need to address yourself as a person.
Yeah. Mike, I was wondering, so are you already working on new campaigns for next year, or is it just an end of year rush right now?
Yeah,
what are you working on for next year?
Yeah, we're kind of in between. Well, we use our agile way of working, so we don't actually plan for the long term, or at least, of course, we make plans, but we're also really flexible in what we're going to do. But like I said, we're now currently trying to figure out how we can commit our younger members and also get them to buy more of our products and at least show the relevancy of VVAA. So that's something that we're also working on with a marketing agency. So we're really trying to get advice and get into the mind of the younger professional to see whether we can come up with a good campaign to get them involved.
Yeah. Are you guys already getting involved at the student level when they are at university and starting or finishing their college?
Yeah, we're really focused on students, so they always have an introduction. So we make sure we're always there, and most of the students also sign up to become a member of VVAA, and also throughout their student time, we really try to keep them involved. So a few of my colleagues, they have the VVAA student Instagram, which is really popular. And we're really trying to keep them engaged, offer them good content, and
Because do you already offer something for them as a student, or does it become later?
No. We also have a student package with the most important insurances for the price of a beer. So it's really cheap. And we offer that to them. And of course, we also hope that they will stick to VVAA and. Okay.
Yeah, and also some
beer can be quite expensive these days, depending on where you. But yeah,
but we give you so much for the price of a beer.
Yeah, we also give them advice. So we do a resume check with them, but we also, when they graduate, we talk with them and we ask them, do you already know what you want to do? Do you want to do a master's or just go to work, stuff like that? So we also help students with that.
Yeah, there should be something like this for psychologists. I mean, I still don't know what I'm going to do, so would love to have some career advice.
Well, call us. We'll help you. No problem.
Including the car, right? So
yeah, of course. Yeah.
So what are your plans for the future with the chatbot? What are your wishes for? Well, we already spoke a bit about AI automation, but any other plans for the chatbot?
Well. One of the things I also mentioned earlier is that we have two platforms, and I actually want to just use one platform for the chatbot, because now we also have a few conversation designers, and they have to learn two different platforms every single time. So if they want to do something with Vive, they have to do it in a completely different way than with Joyce, the other chatbot. So that's one of the things that's on the schedule for me. To investigate, which system is actually the best of the two, and is it possible to use one system for both bots?
Yeah, well, I guess for marketing it might be a good idea to let them talk to each other. I mean, it's working for Alexa and Siri, so
could be a thing, yeah.
And,
but still, we could do it within what platform, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I can imagine that, like you just said, I can imagine that's a huge benefit that the chatbot knows who is talking to them if that's integrated.
Yep.
So you can personalize those questions.
Yeah, and I also think that people that are in the chatbot Joyce, after they check their insurances and they still have questions, maybe about their mortgage or investments they made or something like that, we can hand them over to the other chatbot, and the other chatbot can give them some information, but can also connect them to a real colleague.
Yeah, nice. Any questions? No more questions. Then we're done with our session. Thanks, Robin and Maaike. Give it up.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Our next session will be at 14:40 about user research, qualitative versus quantitative, with Els Aarts and Rianne van der Rijt.